All right, so today we will be learning about telling time in elapsed ways. So, first, I'm going to give you a couple examples of how to tell time on a clock that ticks, and then how, if we were to put it into a word problem, of how we could tell time that way. So, first, when you're looking at a clock, I just have a couple pictures of clocks here. There's a long hand pointing to a number and there's a short hand pointing to a number. Mm-hmm. We know that the shorthand is the hours. So say it is 8:30. The shorthand will be to the 8. And then the 6, which is also known as the 30 marker on the clock, which is the long hand, will be on the 6. So, for example, if I had a question that said that guest came at 5 o'clock, then the last guests were left 3 hours later, what time did they leave? So how I would break that problem down is I would set it up as a kind of like a subtraction problem, because it's pretty much that's what you're doing. So you will have, and I will underline and highlight the key words. So the first guest came at 5 o'clock. That's important details. The last guest left 3 hours later. So our subtraction problem will be 5 minus 3. 5 plus 3 is an addition problem, I'm sorry, because you're adding on hours. And 5 plus 3 is 8. So, meaning they would have left at 8 o'clock if they came at 5 and left 3 hours later. On the clock, we have the shorthand pointing to the 8 and the minutes hand pointing to the 12, because it's 8 o'clock and 12 is referenced as 00, if that makes sense. So let's try to do one together. If Jen went on a tour of a at a pencil factory, the tour started at 4 o'clock, so that's important, 4 o'clock p.m. And the tour finished at 5 o'clock p.m. How long did the tour last? What will be like your thought process? So how did we figure out the last one?
We added the times together.
We added the times together. Do you think that'll be applicable in this one? Adding the times together if we want to know how long the tour lasted, if it was from 4 to 5?
No, I think we have to do subtraction.
Subtract. So what will we subtract? The 5 o'clock?
Yes.
So 5 minus
4. And then that will tell us how many hours we were there.
So we were there for 1 hour. How would we draw or put on the clock 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So on the clock, if we got done at 5 o'clock, where would the long hand be?
5. The long hand is minutes, so.
Or I'm sorry, where would let's do the shorthand first. So the shorthand will be on the what?
The 5.
The 5. And you said the long hand will be on the short?
On the 12.
On the 12. I'm sorry, yes.
That's 0, I think.
Yep. So 5 o'clock will be written as that. Okay, so now transitioning to just doing a simple word problem without the clock demonstrations. This is just all your like mental math kind of. Let me give you a word problem. So it says, Kitty took the bus downtown to go shopping. He got out of the bus at noon. He got on the bus at noon and got off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. How long did it take the bus to get downtown? So this is kind of like our last question. He got on the bus at 12 o'clock p.m. Got off at 1 o'clock p.m. If we were to how could we figure out how long? This is real similar to the last question of how many minutes or hours that it took him on the bus.
If I think about a clock in my head, I know the 12 and the 1 are right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So if he got on at 12 and got off at 1, that's exactly 1 hour because a shorthand moves to the 1.
Yes. Good job. So 1 hour later is when he got off. All right, so next question. And I'll kind of leave this one to you. It's just similar to this question. Jim decided to paint his living room after finding the paint brushes and buying some paint. He started painting at 10 o'clock. In the morning, so a.m., so 10 a.m. And then he finished at 11 o'clock a.m. How many hours and minutes did it take him? So we know, just to guide your thinking, that we will probably be subtracting the 11 minus 10, which really 10 to 11, that's 10 plus 1 is 11. So we know that it took 1 hour. And will there have been any minutes in this problem or no?
No.
No, so just be 1 hour flat.
11. Yes.
0 minutes. Okay.